Hi guys, welcome to Cope. I am so honored to be sitting and hanging out today with somebody I've wanted to meet for a while. So I came across her profile because Lululemon was doing some work with her a while back and continues to work with Lina. And I really wanted to meet this chick who is creating waves in the yoga community. And it's weird, but I had my own preconceived notions about who she was. And now that I'm sitting across from her and talking to her, she's the total opposite of everything I ever thought. So Lina and I, you might know her as Yogi Truck on Instagram. We bumped into each other at Nilaya House, where both of us go practice Ashtanga. I knew of the fact that Lina had gone through treatment for cancer not too long ago, and I felt like she would be an amazing person to sit down and talk to, because every time I see her, she's smiling and she's happy and she's so strong. And it's my honor and my privilege to be sharing this conversation with her today, and I hope that you walk away listening to this conversation as inspired and as hopeful about everything as I am. So thank you so much for being here today, Lina.
I wish if all can see my smile at the moment.
She's been smiling like this
thank
for the
you
past
so
hour.
much.
So
Thank you so much, Niha, for being here. It's my honor to be part of your project. And yes, thanks again.
no problem. Well, I'm gonna dive straight in. So tell me a little bit about who you were, what happened, and just a little bit about your journey, about how you found out what you had, what did you have, and a little bit about the beginning stages of your treatment.
I'll try to be short and sweet, okay? Giving you all what you're looking for, hopefully. So basically, straight after my wedding, I was diagnosed with something called non-Hodgkin lymphoma. Please don't ask me what's that. Okay.
Like you learned a lot of terminology as you were getting diagnosed.
Exactly. So anyway, it's I'll just kind of share with you the very first beginning of steps. I was doing my practice and I was feeling dizzy and I was feeling like I was being choked, and without really thinking twice, I went and straight to the doctor to check. Because this is unusual, and so I really was listening to my body, and I was kind of postponing to because sometimes you go through things and you postpone things. I didn't. I went right away to get checked, and it was done here in Dubai. At the very first time, like that day when I went to get checked, I've done all sorts of tests, and it showed somehow that there is a mass on my chest, on the chest area. So my family said, kind of convinced me to go to Beirut for further tests, because I needed to do a biopsy to check what's happening. And I went to Beirut. I stayed there for like a month and a half, going back and forth to different doctors. And once I did the surgery, it showed that it came up positive, and they told me that I have cancer. So I went to the doctor, to the oncologist, which was a very new word and very new term for me. It's like, what does an oncologist do? So basically, I was kind of being introduced to the further medical terms. During my meeting with the oncologist, he told me basically that I have something called non-Hodgkin lymphoma. It's a type of cancer that attacks the lymph nodes, and I was on a stage 2 phase, and the kind of treatment I had to go through was to do 6 sessions of chemotherapy every 21 days. And he said there is no need to do any radiation at that time. He said after that we'll do a PET scan and we'll see on the progress, and if everything is clear, then no need to do radiation. And here was like, it was a very big decision for me because when you're going through such a big event like that, I had to be quick and agile with my decision, because they told me like, you need to start your treatment right away, and I didn't really know where to do and how to begin and stuff. And I have my family-in-law, they live in Beirut, because my family lives in Canada, so I was staying with them at that time, and they were convincing me to start the treatment in Beirut. And I personally wanted to keep going with my life, thinking that okay, this happened and I'm not gonna surrender to that, and I want to keep going. And my life is in Dubai, my husband is in Dubai, I teach in Dubai and I work in Dubai, so my friends are here, so because I've been here living in Dubai for the past now 11 years, so it feels like
it's home.
It is. So I didn't see the point of staying there.
I want to just stop you for a moment before you talk about your treatment.
Sure.
I mean, something like cancer, right? When I think if I were to get diagnosed with something like that, the first thing that would come to my mind would be, what did I do wrong? What have I been eating?
Yeah.
What are my habits?
Yeah.
I mean, I sincerely believe, it's like in my head, it's crazy, but I think I practice yoga.
True.
I meditate. I'm starting to get better in terms of my eating habits.
Yes.
I'm not going to get sick like that. But then you were doing all of this well before your cancer diagnosis.
Yes, absolutely.
So did you have a moment of, what the hell? Why me?
Did I have? Yes, I had a moment, not many, and it's very normal, I think, at that point when you're going through such a thing, and you kind of start questioning yourself. What have I done wrong? Is it my eating habits? Is it my lifestyle pattern? I don't know. Like, so many things comes up to your head. Then this is where I decided to surrender, honestly, because between myself and I knew I was living a healthy lifestyle. I knew I was eating healthy. I practice yoga almost every day. I do meditation. I've been doing, like, practicing really yoga for the past 4 years. I mean, not just the yoga itself. Like, I am genuinely, and I'm a positive person, so I won't really keep things into myself. I share, and I'm trying, I'm trying my best. So have I done something? I don't know. This is where I decided to really let go of this idea in my head and say, hey, it's something I didn't do to myself, and I cannot beat myself with that idea. And this is where I said, okay, it's something much bigger than me. And because also I am a strong believer in God and I have strong faith, so I thought, you feel weak for a second or two, like you feel, or a day or two, then you say, God, like, I'm very, like, my life is in between your hands. I'm praying every day. Anyway, I'm doing my meditation every day. Like, you are in charge of my life, really. And if that's what you want for me, then let it be. Let me embrace this moment, and whatever you want me to learn from this, or maybe you don't want me to learn anything, I don't know. Let me just go through it and let me see. So also, I didn't really read much about it, and I decided to have my own experience, my own way of, because I went through some, just after I got the results, I went to YouTube just to check what people are going through. You just see people crying and negative. It's like, no, this is not me. This is not where I want to be. So I didn't really want to see what people go through, and I would send them a prayer and say, God be with them. But no, I just want to have my own experience, really. So this is why I decided really not to dig much about it and see what's next, really. So
we were talking about your chemotherapy.
Yes.
And you told me, like, the day of, you feel super energetic and you're spinning like a wheel, but then a week after it feels sore. If your body is in so much pain, you feel sore if someone even just touches you.
Yes.
in those moments, on those days, what were you doing to cope?
Okay. Well, I was just living the moment, honestly. On the days that I was energetic, I was just teaching. I would be teaching, and I would be teaching at the beach outside, and I would get sick because I'm outside teaching.
So your life didn't really stop
No,
as long as the treatment was
no.
going.
I chose not to. I chose not to because I was being careful. Yes, I was being careful around bigger groups and like malls and stuff, but I chose to keep going. So on the days that I had so much energy, and you see, I would be doing, for example, push-ups and handstands and God knows what, and my husband would be saying, "Yo, relax." I'm like, "No, I'm fine." And then a week later, because of the immunity shot, I'm just shattered. Like for a good 72 hours, I'm sleeping. No one can see me. No one can talk to me, and I would be just sleeping, eating, sleeping, repeat. I'm like, wow, that could be so nice. And so I would just put a movie on or read sometime, color a lot. On those days that I wasn't feeling good, I would sometimes don't do anything, and sometimes it's the best thing not to do anything. So I was just embracing the moments, really. I was living on that day and that second itself. Yeah.
I often feel when you go through stuff like this, either whether it be something as big as cancer or even what I went through in terms of my alcohol addiction, that my addiction almost got worse because I was feeling so guilty of what I was putting my family through. And with something like cancer, it's like you can't even control the fact that you have ended up with this diagnosis. Did you ever think about like what the family was going through, and that, you know, if they were upset or if they were stressed out? I mean, did that kind of bring you down? Because you can feel really responsible for your own happiness, but were you thinking at all about what the family was going through because of what you were going through, and did that kind of bring you down at all? Or
I love your question.
because I mean,
True.
I think, you know, when you think you're going through something, you think, okay, well, it's my problem, I'm going through it. But when you're with somebody and
Yeah.
you've got a family, they're going through it too.
Yes, exactly.
So did that cause you any anxiety, or did that cause you any, you know, how did that make you feel? To see your husband, for example, go through stuff, like he was giving you injections.
Yes.
The fact that he was going through it with you.
In the beginning, actually, sometime when you go through such a major event, such cancer, you think that everyone around you is nice, just like out of courtesy, maybe, you know, out of being okay. Oh, poor her, she has. I'm like, I didn't want anyone to feel that way because I was fine. I don't know how. I wanted to translate it, and the only way to translate it is to show them I'm working. I didn't stop anything. So just please stop. Don't feel. Is it sympathy? Right?
Sympathy, yeah.
So don't feel that.
Like sorry for you.
Yeah. Don't feel that because I'm fine. I'm totally fine. All I have to do is just go get some chemo and go just be off for 1 week and then start again. You know. So this is why I didn't stop anything. I wanted to keep going. I was kind of worried in the beginning because the vibes at home is too positive. So I thought he was just putting on a mask and just being nice, strong for me. Then I would ask my friends, close friends, it's like, hey, ask him when he's not around, whatever, just to kind of try to get some words. And genuinely, whatever he tells me, he tells them, and he says to them that Lina gives me so much strength that how come if she's that strong, how come I cannot be that strong? So at this point, really, like for us at home, just the two of us is our little family for now. So this started there. The only one person it was really difficult for is my mom, because till today I didn't see my mom yet. So I went through this whole experience with my husband, with more his family, because his family they live closer. And
You said your family's in Canada.
yeah, because my family is in Canada. However, so my brothers, I have 3 brothers, and my cousins, they were all along with me. We have a WhatsApp group. I kept them up to date through everything. They would give me so much positive, and they weren't kind of in the beginning. Yes, when they received the news, they were. They cried and like, yo, why are you crying? I'm fine. Like I was comforting them.
But that's what tends to happen.
Yes, I know.
Because they're not living it. They're like, holy shit, what do we do? How can we help? And you're like, but it's okay. It's all taken care of.
Yes. So they felt helpless in a way, but I'm like, just pray, I guess. So they were just praying. It's just that collective prayer. It's always great. So the only one person who really was very difficult for her is my mom. Every time until today, Habibi, every time I speak to her, she cries. And then I send her so many pictures, so many funny videos of me being a monkey. It's like, Lina, what are you doing? Stop doing. She says, stop doing yoga. I'm like, Mama, why? You're moving a lot. You're doing this. I'm like, I'm fine. I said, I'm even more positive than you. So I kind of started preaching them. And they're like, what? So yeah, I think if she was here in person, she would understand. That's the only thing, because she wasn't here physically with me. It was difficult for her, even though I tried to comfort her. And she would I showed you this book of prayer that I have. She does it every so she finishes a sequence and she starts another one. So she told me she's gonna come and visit at the end of this year, and we have to go pay respect to this saint together, because she says if my daughter is cured,
it's because of
he has heard her prayers as well. And I said, you tell me whenever you want, I'll go with you. We pray and we light a candle. If this makes you happy, yalla, let's go.
That's amazing.
So yes.
That's really amazing. You said as well, we spoke about mindfulness.
Yes.
And you said that you were meditating before you got this news, and even through and ever since.
Yes.
And you said it was the whole process of dealing with this was actually a lot easier because you were a meditator. Can you tell me how and why?
Yes. Just to kind of give you also a heads up, before I've done also my teacher training and my advanced teacher training, and during this program, because I've always wanted to meditate, and I would sit on my bed and then I would fall asleep, or I would be in Shavasana, I would fall asleep. So I didn't know how to until I went to this course 4 years ago and I got certified. I really got the taste and the beauty of meditation. And ever since 4 years ago, I do try to do as much as I can, and mostly I would say almost every day. And so this already put me in such a state of calm and peace within myself. I'm an energetic person anyway, you could tell, right? Yes. And maybe from the tone of my voice. Lina, you're speaking fast. I'm like,
no, but in Ayurveda there are 3 types of people. You know this, right? So you have Vata, Pitta, the combination Kapha.
Kapha, yeah.
And I am more. I used to be a lot of fire. Now I am more earth.
Yeah.
So I'm more Kapha and Pitta.
Yeah.
I have no Vata.
Yeah.
I have no air. But you look like you're air.
Yeah.
Right? Air and fire, probably.
Yeah. But it's nice because I am more aware of this at the moment. So I see myself when I'm becoming like this, I kind of slow down, So this has really taught me, like, if a person doesn't know how to meditate, it's gonna be already stressful thing for them. So for me, what helped me is I had already all the tools and all the steps, and I went on the retreats and trainings. So I was already in there. And within, I had so much peace, so much calmness in my heart, that when I received such news, and when I was undergoing the treatment, and when I had my down moment, my up moment, whatever, I was always in peace. So I was never fighting the idea in my heart. So, and this is what I was also trying to...
I think it's, it's like we talk about these experiences in our yoga practice, but you honestly understand the kind of preparation that you are doing in
Yes.
your practice
Yeah.
when you hit moments like this in
Yeah.
your life, and
Yeah.
your yoga practice is put to the test, and
Yes.
it's not what you practice on the mat.
No.
It's what you learn on the mat, so you
Yes.
can live in moments like this and
Yes.
experience the practice in moments like this.
Absolutely. You know what's funny also, when I received the news, it was just a week after my Vipassana. So you learn so much about equanimity and how not to react to an event. And I'm like, oh my God, as if it's a test for me to see how I'm, like, you know.
The ultimate test.
The ultimate test, to see how my reaction is. It's like, oh my God, I'm being tested. So
by the way,
no, I
for
wanna
those
pass.
for those of you who don't know what Vipassana is, it's a silent retreat where you meditate for how many hours every day?
10 hours for 10 days.
10 hours for 10 days. And they say that yoga actually prepares you, is a preparation for the ultimate, which is death. And dealing with moments like this where you are faced with your death, moments like cancer.
Yeah, it's actually beautiful.
Right.
Don't really, to me, it's the experience itself. Every day could be beautiful if you wish to see it that way. You know, anything really. It could be anything or anyone. So for me, it was just an experience. It's like an accident, you know, or like a loss of a dear person, or like those harsh moments when you're like, it's just experiences to kind of test you.
It's up and down, right?
Yeah.
It's a journey.
Yes.
And if it was a straight line, it wouldn't be as interesting.
Yeah, no, it won't be at all. And I'm grateful every minute for everything, really, because it's just, you know, now I'm talking about this experience for me as if it was like 10 years ago. I was like,
it happened like last year.
Yeah, what last year? I finished my treatment back in April. So April,
Wow.
May, June, July, August,
Wow.
4 months. What's the date today? 11th. Oh, yeah. In 5-6 days, it's my
Is the anniversary?
fourth month. So
Wow.
because every month I send my family, because they didn't see me yet, so I show them the progress of my
Of
hair
your
growth.
hair growing. By the way, I think your hair looks amazing.
Thank you.
Really amazing. I just want you to share a few coping mechanisms, if you will,
Yes.
that you had through your treatment. You
Yes.
talk about coloring, which, guys, I have to share with you what this girl does in her adult coloring book. It's amazing. So coloring for you, and you're not the first person to tell me about coloring. I mean, it is huge. It's huge. Like it's an easy enough thing to put in your bag and
Yes.
travel with
I
all
carry
around.
it, yes.
But what else?
Other than coloring, so I do lots of coloring, as you've seen. I read sometime. Movies, I love movies as well. The coping was interesting to kind of, sometimes you need a bit of distraction, and not distraction, it wasn't a distraction really. I would say just living normally, like this is my day, like my weekends I would go to the movies. On day-to-day basis I would read, I would do I meditate in the morning. If I cannot sometime in the morning, I do definitely in the evening, but I have to do at least once a day. And I do yoga, and this is my way.
So you were
know?
saying you were doing yoga all through your treatment
Yes,
as well.
never stopped. I was doing lots of like kind of calming yin yoga. I would put my candles, nice music in the background. I have my cushions, and I wasn't doing like the vinyasa flow or the ashtangas. No, I was just doing like lots of stretches, lots of breathing, you know, and the coping. Have people live your life. Like I was having my friends over cooking at that time, you know, because I wasn't like it was in transition between the jobs. So at one point, like there's in between also some of my treatments, I wasn't working, so I would cook, I would bake, have my friends over for dinner. And cooking itself, you know, I've never
therapy.
cooked. I love it. It's so nice. I love it every day. It's like, and thank God for YouTube nowadays, like you can pause and then prepare at the same time, which is nice.
That's
really
amazing.
Yes.
You spoke about paddleboarding as well, and I have to say, like my mom also says this, that salt water is such a great releaser of negative energy.
Yes.
Just to go and put your feet in salt water.
Yes.
Is a great way to release negative energy from the body.
Yeah.
And you say you used to go out paddleboarding to go
Yes.
watch the sunrise and
Yes.
meditate on your paddleboard.
I did, however, not during my treatment.
Okay.
Because they told me I have to be and then because of my immunity was very low. For me, the ocean is the healer, and so my healer is the ocean. The sun is my healing therapy. That's it. Nature is my healing therapy, guys. Nature is my healing. Try it. Try to be close to the nature as much as you can. Really, sometimes because I couldn't go in the salt water. I would go just for a walk by the beach. This itself, the sound of the ocean, is such a relief for me.
No, they call it grounding or earthing, right? So it's like putting your bare feet, whether it's on grass or the sand, because we are little bits of earth, right?
True.
Walking around.
True.
And the footpaths and all the man-made stuff that we live in, it's a disconnection from the earth.
Absolutely.
Like high living and high rises and stuff, it's all a disconnection.
Yeah.
So
that's why I try to do all my yoga practice, like when I do my community stuff, with outside in the nature. You call it whether by the ocean and the desert, by the mountains. I try to be as close as I can because it really healed me myself, and I try to share this experience because it's there. You just have to find it, you know. And I'm not because there's so many people like, yeah, we live in Dubai, there's nothing much. No, there is so much. There is so much in the desert itself. Have you gone maybe to the desert right in the evening?
It's beautiful.
It's so beautiful. Not like in the heat, but in such a weather. But when the weather is nice, it's such a beautiful thing to do. And I would do a lot of meditation and yoga in the desert. Is nice. So the very first thing I did when I finished my treatment, I went for a dip in the ocean without my wig. I had to wear a wig for some time because I was getting sick a lot because of the AC. The bears, like the bear head without, it was too harsh on the scalp, you know. So I went. I removed this hair and I'm like, I just want to feel the salt. I just want to like be in the ocean. So yes, it's just.
I wish, you know, like, I mean, moments or experiences like you went through, they make you grateful for simple things, right?
Yes.
And in the practice you realize this, but it's something to carry with you every single day, like every single moment.
Yeah.
It's just, it shouldn't take an experience, a near-death experience, or a feeling of life being so impermanent to realize that we can't take it for granted.
Sure.
You know, it's just like every single moment.
Yes.
Every single moment is that precious.
Yes.
I just wanted to share with you guys, I'm sitting with Lina in this beautiful room and we're looking at her altar and it's just amazing. Like, she calls herself spiritual. And there is a statue of Buddha, there are two Oms, there's a Ganesha, she's got the Quran, she's got the Bhagavad Gita, she's got the Bible, she's Christian, by the way. She prays to Mother Mary, right?
Yes. And
then she's got a couple of prophets or saints whose books she's reading. So
I love him.
I'm going to put a picture up of what she's talking about as well. But it's just amazing. It's really amazing to see that you can be hugely spiritual. And I mean, tell me a little bit more about your attitude towards religion and gods, and how you think it's just okay to like borrow and pick what you need to take.
Yes, I feel for me what works really is. You know, I grew up in a Christian home, in a Christian family. So I would go to church every Sunday and I would follow the whole customs of the church and stuff. Not till I started my meditation, till the day is really when I started finding my connection. Because before I would go to meditate in the church and I don't know what to do. And you're praying, but even the words don't really make sense to you. Until I really learned how to meditate, then this was a beautiful experience. During my teacher training, we did a whole course on the Gita and the Bhagavad Gita, and also I'm lucky enough to be introduced to the Quran as well through at home.
Your husband's Muslim.
My husband, yeah. So through the family as well, and because I am, I ask, and I'm always quite keen to learn about spiritual approaches. Just to, it's always kind of, I'm always kind of curious to see like the background of people, and then also how the religion helped them progress or not, whatever, So I keep the different books and try to read.
That's
And
so
get whatever I can from each, and to make me that better person, of course, because at the end of the day we're here on earth to be the best, to try to be the best versions of ourselves. I believe, like for myself at least, I don't want to like live this one life here I have today without learning as much as I can.
I think I was talking to one of my other friends about this too, but I remember my rock bottom period. I don't think that I would ever want to go back and revisit those periods of my life where I went through a lot of treatment too. I've come from a real rock bottom place where I almost died, and my family have been through a lot with me over the years as well. But everything that I went through has made me who I am today.
Sure.
I wouldn't take it back for the world. What do you think about having been through cancer, having been through chemotherapy, and the person that you are today?
Nothing really. The only thing is just slow down. The only thing is really made me this whole experience slow down. Be more aware. Even though you teach, when we're teaching yoga, we tell our students, slow down. Let's just be with our breath. Even that 5 long breath, it's just we slow down with our breathing. But coming outside of your mat and coming on how to slow down, this is very difficult. Very difficult, because so imagine you have your PhD. You have a PhD you have a certain degree of PhD, and so you're quite highly educated, and you have this extremely nice job, and one day you're sitting at home, you're doing nothing. So because you're relating yourself to that job and you're so much accomplished, you feel that by sitting at home doing nothing, you're nobody, then no, I disagree with this. I feel you are who you are, regardless to how much you studied, to whichever experience you've gone through, to which, I don't know, just be that person. Nothing is gonna take your identity from who you are, okay? So,
but I think the mistake that we all make is that, and I went through this, and this what took me down into that spiral even more, is that we peg our identities on how busy we are.
Yeah.
What we do for a living,
Sure.
How busy we are in our off time as well. It's like your weekends have to be packed.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be going out and doing things and be social and be doing things every minute of every day. Otherwise, you're wasting time.
Yes.
You're not living to your potential.
Oh.
And rest is like underrated completely.
Can I tell you something? Also, a word. Let's catch up. I cannot catch up. Sorry, I cannot catch up with someone
who's running.
Who's that? No, and then you like just catch up to catch up. No.
Yeah.
I wanna the people who are in my network, who are in my life, for that strong connection we have.
Sit down and actually make time for each other.
Yes, make time for each other. It's a precious time, it's not a waste of time to see whoever, whatever, do whatever. And then how often some people find themselves into like the groups, and I used to also be back then before my healing process. Groups here, groups there, do this, do that, slowly now with even this cancer experience, like shut down, like even onto my own program. Like I'm really specific on what I do, who I see, activities I'm doing. I just want everything in my day-to-day life to make me grow for the better.
It's quality, not quantity,
yes,
right?
Absolutely, really. So yes, so slowing down, this is the main thing I got from this whole entire experience.
I love it.
If that's what you wanted to hear, ta-da!
I love it because it's an important thing to
Yes.
understand. We live in big cities, we multitask, and we pride ourselves in doing like 20 things in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
That's not the way we live life.
No.
It's really not living. Like, are you actually in every single moment, or have you jumped ahead 2 moments past and like you're already thinking about the next thing that you have to do?
I used to do this a lot. And really, once you start slowing down, this is where you start finding your breath. This is when you start being a lot more calm. And then once you are that, you start finding it within you.
Absolutely.
And I find it's a form of meditation as well.
Absolutely.
Really, it's a way to kind of deal with, and all this kind of prepared me, one after the other, to take this experience in a light way. It wasn't like a heavy thing on my shoulder,
because you're dealing with it moment by moment.
Yes.
And in the moment, nothing is overwhelming.
No.
It is a fact. Whatever is happening is a fact. It's not like you're overthinking. Your mind cannot get involved. It can't create stories of doom and gloom, and you can't feel sorry for yourself. You just accept and you deal.
Yeah.
Every single moment.
Absolutely.
Tell me a few things about what you're doing in the community. What is Yogi Truck about?
So Yogi Truck, first the idea came through my meditation. It was such a vivid thing I saw during my meditation, so I really had to translate it. And the whole idea is about moving around in the city where I can practice and share yoga to the community in different outdoor places, from the beach to the desert mountains. And so I try to combine activities, like outdoor activities, with yoga. For instance, I could plan a program to go hiking and yoga, hiking and meditation and yoga.
So are you open to collaborating with people that can reach out to you about this?
Of course.
Amazing.
And I try to do it every other weekend, because also like I keep my weekend for my family as well. So I try not to kind of do it every weekend. So it's every other weekend. During the week, I would do like community yoga on the beach, mainly on the beach. I have like now it's been since like 4 years. I have like the group that they follow, which is interesting because I go from one place to another and then they follow.
That's amazing.
It's
That's
quite
cool.
interesting. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's beautiful. Like,
And
where can people get more information on this?
We can do on the website, on my website, yogitruck.com. However, I've been a bit lazy because there's so many tools and so many ways now. So on my Instagram, on Yogi Truck, or on my Facebook, or they can drop me a message and I can add them to something I call the silent WhatsApp group. Because you have so many WhatsApp groups nowadays, So I tell everybody, please, this is silent, okay? I just share with you the information, whatever it's happening. If you have any question, send me a message separately. So I send them on weekly basis. So what best works for me is WhatsApp, because right away I send the information. I don't have to go through the entire process of sometime behind the computer, whatever. So it's there with me on the phone,
So sorry, I'm gonna cut you off, but the part of the reason why I started this project was because of what I went through. It helped me realize that people need to be able to speak up about what they're going through, what they're dealing with, and the more we talk to each other, the more we find mechanisms that we can help one another in lots of ways.
Yes.
And even just talking about what you're going through helps make things better.
Yes.
But like me, you're doing this at Nilaya House as well. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
That was the next thing I was going to share, because we started, I'm so blessed to be a part of the Nilaya community as well. So we started the sessions every Wednesday at 10 a.m., Thursdays at 6:30 p.m. And we're not just building the community. So we named the sessions as live for life, yoga for lives touched by cancer. But what our aim is to build a community around it, because yoga is not just when we don't want to just direct it to the patient or the patient who recovered. On the contrary, we want to have the family, the friends there to share the experience and to be open about the whole experience itself. So yes, I'm there at Nilaya at the moment, and hoping to have more and more people coming and sharing the classes with us.
So at the moment, it's a yoga class for people and their loved ones who are going through this experience.
Yes, and what we do is we do a gentle flow, pranayama, which is the breathing, and meditation. And it's an hour and 15 minutes, the session. And after, we can always have some tea and chit chat and share the experience, and it's always nice to grow the community stronger and stronger together.
I think that is such a wonderful thing. So that's happening at Nilaya House, which is in Al Quoz. You can check out their schedule as well for the timings again. So what were the timings again, huh?
Every Wednesday at 10 a.m. and Thursdays at 6:30 p.m.
Amazing.
Yes.
Amazing. And tell me what you're doing with the police force in Dubai.
You saw on my Instagram story. Well, we got I'm being also blessed with another project with the studio Mind, Body and Soul, the Happiness Center. So we have a program with them, just sharing the love. Sharing, it's just basically basic. So we get different from different departments. We have a set of schedule on just kind of a wellness program, and I'll be sharing with them the yoga in Arabic mainly. And it's a basic knowledge for them to kind of see and practice the benefits of yoga. I've done already so far one session. They loved it.
Amazing.
Yes, it was such a nice experience for them, and I'm very happy that I'm there to share with them as well. It's like seeing a baby starting to walk.
Amazing.
I guess it's so nice.
I don't think people realize how much they need it until they experience
start doing it. Yes. The fact is, most of them, they go to the gym and they're quite bulky. Yet again, the synchronization with the breath, it's tiring for them. And you're like, how can I do this? And it's some simple stretches, for instance, and it could be quite challenging. So, but it's so nice and they're quite positive, and they want to learn more, and how can we do more sessions and stuff. So it's nice. It was a nice eye-opening. And also, I have something to share with you. I'm starting a program soon. It's an online course about yoga for cancer patients, and I'm gonna be also in New York for the training. And I'm quite excited about it, and I'm so happy that also Nilaya House is supporting me on this as well. And we're hoping that hopefully next will be a much bigger project. We'll leave it till then.
No, but that's so amazing. I think I think hindsight is always 20/20. When you're going through experiences like this in your life, you have questions like, why me? What did I do? Why did my life turn out this way? And then you look back and you think, oh my God, this is sending me on a journey of a different kind. And I'm so grateful for the experience that I had, because I feel like I'm truly going to be able to help people after this. So whether it's through compassion, and you're actually going to learn more about how you can help patients going through this via yoga. So it's a brand new chapter, and there's only gratitude.
Thank God, every minute, really. And thank you so much, Niham. I love your project, and it's so nice. And I love the podcast you're doing as well.
Thank you so much. I have one last question to ask you. Is there any recommended reading on your behalf? I think you mentioned you read a little bit. So apart from like like religious books or anything like that, I mean any kind of reading, any inspirational reading that you're doing currently that you've read before that you recommend to people?
Yes. Wait, let me go get the book. Maybe it's here. Okay, so there is this one book. It's actually in Arabic. This one I'm gonna show you.
I'll show you guys the picture of it.
Okay, I love it.
What's it called?
It's in Arabic for people who are interested. It's called الرقص مع الحياة. It's dancing with life. So it says طلبت من الله كل شيء لأستمتع بالحياة فأعطاني الحياة لأستمتع بكل شيء. He says, the writer says, I asked God for everything to enjoy life. So he gave me life to enjoy with everything.
Aww.
So it's like little lessons about life from different things. Okay, can I just give you like a little bit?
Sure.
You said maybe not religious, but all my books are kind of like that. Okay.
Well, they're spiritual.
Yeah. Okay, so you just kind of know what's inside, how to love yourself, how to live with gratitude, how to forgive. Mm-hmm. Do something beautiful every day, accept the others, fill your heart with love.
Well, these are all like chapters.
Yes,
in
just like little chapters.
Aww.
Inside. So this is kind of to kind of give you a heads up what to expect inside of this book. This is what amazing. I love. And also I love this one. One moment.
So Lina's actually got a little room dedicated to her practice in her house, which is so beautiful. I think I yearn for a room like this where I can just kind of close the door and be in a world of my own with, my candles and my altar and a space where I can lay down my mat and live plants. So it's really beautiful in here, I have to tell you.
This one I'm struggling to take care of.
Just talk to it.
Okay, so I grabbed them, okay? So this one is very maybe common between some...
Oh yeah, The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari, yes, of course.
Okay, I love this book and I've put all my notes there because it's such a thoughtful book and I love each and every part of this book really. So I put all my notes in the book.
Amazing.
There. The Prophet. If you haven't read The Prophet,
I've heard of this book.
Please do read it. It's like this very first book, The Raqs Ma'al Hayat. Okay. The connection I have with the writer is he's Lebanese, so we have this same background. And the book is in English and in Arabic. Very simple, very simple chapters. However, the writing is quite difficult, I would say, or not. I don't know. I just genuinely love this book. It's one of my favorite books. Okay, and it's about life, about family, about friendship. It's such a beautiful book, and also I want to share this one because. When I first was diagnosed with cancer, when I was in Beirut doing my test and my surgery and stuff, there was I'm not a big TV person, so I was sitting with my in-laws and there was a program on the TV and they were hosting a cancer survival. Her name is Raquel. And she was promoting her book. She had leukemia stage 4. She's 21 years old, who overcame it in such a 21 years old. By the way, I'm 36. Okay, how a 21-year-old person? She's such a positive person. I was like, wow, I wish I was there when I was 21. What she shared on the TV, it was so beautiful, and that gave me a strong motive also when I first started my treatment. So she was promoting her book. My sister-in-law secretly messaged her and she said, I want to get a copy of your book. So they gifted me this for Christmas.
Aww.
And she got it signed, and she said, if you lose your hair, you will wash it with soap or with shampoo. And the book,
it's called A Sense of Humor. Oh my god, that's
and I love her book. I love her as a person. I started connecting with her through Facebook and Instagram, and how life could be funny sometimes. On my last treatment, she posted a picture on Instagram. Here we go again. I had tears in my eyes. I was like, oh no. I texted her right away. I'm like, are you okay? Is everything okay? And it seemed like she had a reoccurrence of cancer after 1 year. And my heart is with her, and she's doing great. I still follow her I'm following her anyway, but it's kind of tough for her what she's going through. But she's a great example for each and every person really who's enduring such an experience. But knowing her, without knowing her, I know her through the book, through my connection with her on social media. I'm sure she'll get over it very soon, and it will be also another chapter behind her soon. So also I wanted to say thank you, Raquel, for being there. And
well, God, I think he puts I think the people that go through stuff like this are the most resilient. They are the strongest souls, and they go on to help so many people. So I'm sure she's going to be fine, and
yes.
all of our good vibes, our best vibes,
yes,
and our prayers
to you,
are with
Raquel.
her. But I'll definitely share the covers of all the books that Lina spoke about with you as well. But I just wanted to say such a big thank you, and I'm gonna smile for the rest of my weekend because of this chick.
I want to give you a hug now. Thank you.
Oh, you are so amazing. Please
Thank you
do
so much.
check out her classes, and there will definitely be more from Lina, because October is coming up, and hopefully there are some really exciting things, even with Lululemon, to do with breast cancer and all that kind of stuff. So you will definitely get the opportunity, if you haven't already met Lina, to hopefully meet her and have a chat with her. So there will be more collaborations on the horizon. Just watch this space. But I want to say such a big thank you for having me over and having me in this beautiful space and sharing some of your life. And thank you for being so open, and I'm sure lots of people are going to get so much goodness out of this episode.
God bless you, Niha.
Love you,
Thank you
babe.
so much.